What's the craziest trip you've ever taken? If you asked me this a year ago, I probably would have said going to Slovakia and Ukraine during my semester abroad, or taking a road trip across the United States after my college graduation. But after this 2-week trip across Namibia spanning over 2,500 kilometers, I can safely say this takes the cake. But before we get to the deserts, plains, and wild animals, the trip started off with humble beginnings in Newark International Airport. First off, let me introduce the cast. These are my friends Saj and Deadvlei, both of whom I met over the course of the first 3 years of my career, so when people say you can't make good friends in the workplace, definitely wasn't true for me. Our first stop was Istanbul, Turkey. Or is it?
Turkey.
We had about a 9-hour layover there, and so we made a last-minute decision to purchase visas so we could enter the country, and boy am I glad we did.
No, we ain't never back down, why would we do that now? We ain't trying to go nowhere. No, we ain't trying to blow up, just never wanna grow up. We ain't trying to go nowhere. No, we ain't never back down, why would we do that now? We ain't trying to go nowhere. And we ain't trying to blow up, just never wanna grow up. We ain't trying to go nowhere.
You'll be honest, when you want it, I'll be there in the morning. No knocking keys in my jean pocket from last week's goodbye. On the right side, one last hourglass time, let it pass.
Even though we were only there for a few hours, it felt like the entire day because we had done so much. And being mindful not to miss our flight, we caught a taxi back to the airport with still a few hours left of our layover. So we made it back into the airport, no hiccups, thankfully, with getting through security and customs, things like that. Now we're just chilling at the lounge.
Everything here is free. Can you believe that? Free.
Deadvlei's first time, he's kind of mind blown right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a soda.
But yeah, this is probably the nicest, or one of the nicer lounges I've been to. Certainly better than any lounge I've been to in the US. There's several bars, there's a chef making food for people, there's even a pool table in the back. I just got a beer myself. Anyways, we're probably gonna be staying here for the next, call it 3 hours. Our flight is at 2 a.m. It's about 10:30 right now. So yeah, we're just gonna kick back and enjoy the rest of the time we have in Istanbul.
Ocean man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand. Ocean man.
Our next stop was Cape Town, South Africa. The plan was to stay here for 2 days, then pick up the car we would be driving through Namibia with on the 3rd day. In the meantime, we tried to get in as many tourist sites in Cape Town as we could. We went up to Tabletop Mountain for a gorgeous view of the city, and at night, after watching the sunset at our Airbnb, we headed down to the waterfront for dinner.
Ocean man, the crust is elusive when it casts forth to the childlike man. Ocean man, the sequence of it.
After we ate, we continued touring the waterfront and stopped at a bar for a few drinks. The next morning, we got some breakfast and headed to our first destination of the day, a neighborhood called Spitzkoppe, which is known for their cobblestone streets and colorful houses. Afterwards, we headed down to the beach, and although it was a sunny day, the water was absolutely freezing, so we didn't quite go swimming. Plus, this sign didn't help. So instead, we got some food and drinks at a nearby restaurant, and in the afternoon, we went to go inspect the truck that we would be driving for the rest of our trip, and to get some necessary trainings like how to set up the tents and use the equipment so that we wouldn't be stranded in the desert if something went wrong. The next morning, the rental company sent a guide named Crisio to pick us up and bring us back to the ranch where we would pick up our truck. Along the way, he gave us some useful tips like what tire pressure to use when driving on certain roads and just generally how to make it in one piece. Once we picked up the truck, which was a diesel-powered Ford Ranger, we were officially on our way.
Hear the drums echoing tonight, and she hears only whispers of some quiet conversation.
Alright, so we are about an hour and a half away from the Namibian border. We got Saj driving now.
What's up, guys?
How you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. Highways are pretty easy, so it's not that bad, but I gotta stop hitting the wiper when I'm trying to lane change.
Yeah, it takes some getting used to being on the other side of the lane, but yeah, the sights out here are pretty amazing. Just sprawling mountains and fields. Yeah, once we cross the border, we'll give you guys an update.
She's coming in 12:30 flight. The moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation. I stopped an old man along the way, hoping to find some old forgotten words or ancient melodies. He turned to me as if to say, hurry boy, it's waiting there for you. It's gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more.
All right, we've officially made it across the Namibian border. Right now, it kind of just looks like a mining quarry, but I promise you it'll get more pleasing to the eye soon. So we have another 30 minutes to our first campsite that we're staying at. The sun's quickly going down, so we're gonna have to set up camp quickly once we get there. You know, grab a bite to eat. They have a restaurant there, so we should be okay on that front. And then I think we'll probably call it a night. We got a long day ahead of us tomorrow. Had a long day on the road today, so we're all pretty tired. But it was a good day. It was a good day. We made it to our campsite just after sunset, and after having dinner, we began to set up camp. And since it was our first time setting up camp, it took a little trial and error to figure out. It is a beautiful morning here in Namibia, our first day in the country. We're making a quick stop at a local gas station, and then we're gonna be making our way to our first destination of the day. We got Saj back on the wheel today. Deadvlei, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm excited. We got a long day ahead of us and a lot to do, so let's get it.
Our plan today was to check out a national park that is home to a special type of plant known as a quiver tree, which, despite its name, is not a tree, but is actually a species of aloe that is indigenous to this part of Africa. Now, the interesting thing was, like in a video game, we had to complete a side quest, which was to retrieve a key from a nearby grocery chain called Spar, which brought us to this town square.
Hope I make it back. Keys.
Now, if you're like us and you're wondering what everyone is lined up for, we talked to one of the locals and she told us that people were lining up to find work for the day. Once we successfully retrieved the key, we drove several miles through rocky terrain and finally found the entrance to the park.
They really just gave us a key to unlock this padlock.
If I hit you with a W-I-D, you better not hit me with a H-U-I. It better be like, hi, with a bunch of eyes, or hey, with a bunch of eyes. I lit 100 lies, so that mean I had 100 wives, and I am just simply high off life for 100 times. Never let nobody curb me that don't deserve me. Shit, I really bought the Burberry last Thursday. Wear a different color jersey every Thursday. Posting me in Malibu, you posting pics in Jersey. It's to lay me or play me, a bigger flex though. Cause you know you never live up to my ex though. If we dive, it's the deep end, baby, let's go.
I'm writing Google a great review. Why is this mapped? How is
Someone
this mapped?
drove
Bro, there was a street view here.
Yo, Sundar Pichai came through here, bro.
How is there a street view? There's not even a power line.
Now, although we drove through a pretty cool canyon, we still didn't spot any quiver trees. So earlier, we went by the entrance where the shopkeeper told us to go to see the quiver tree forest. but that didn't quite pan out, so we just explored around for a little bit and left. But now we're trying a different entrance, one suggested by Google Maps.
Shout out Google Maps.
We'll see if that provides us any more luck, and hopefully we'll be able to see some quiver trees today.
Remember last year when our lives used to matter? White folks protesting.
There you go, there's more fire.
Can we all get along? Why you gotta act up?
Okay, we are now on foot. We're really trying to see a quiver tree up close.
You should tell your viewers at first, like, obviously this is a pretty remote place, but the way that we entered, we're not even allowed to enter.
Oh, you just told them that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a friendly farmer guy that you saw earlier with his tractor that graciously led us, I guess, onto his property to see the trees, and he, as long as we lock it up afterwards. Super nice people here, super nice.
Let's climb up there.
He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Doesn't have a point of view, knows not where he's going to. Isn't he a bit like you and me? Nowhere man, please listen.
After the quiver trees, we were on to our next destination for the day, Fish River Canyon.
I got my first real six string, bought it at the 5 and
Along the way, we got our first glimpse at some of the wild animals of Namibia.
was the summer of 69. Me and some guys from school had a band and we tried real hard. Jimmy quit and Jody got married. Should've known we never get far. Oh, when I look back now, this summer seemed to last forever. And if I had the choice, yeah, I'd always wanna be there. Those were the best days of my life.
And after taking in the views at Fish River Canyon, we headed for our next campsite.
When you got a job to do.
This one was themed like a retro rest stop along Route 66 from the mid-1900s US. We got some pretty good burgers, some local wine, and began to set up camp.
I was looking at all the life. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rain.
Alright, we got some clip drift. We don't really have cups, so we're gonna go old school. Just take a sip, chase it with some water, enjoy the fire. You know, you got some external heat, we're gonna have some internal heat over here.
Night number 2 in Namibia, out here drinking South African brandy with a fire and an amazing sky with some amazing friends. A toast to you guys.
Cheers.
Have a good night, guys. Have a good night.
Smooth?
This is maple syrup.
What?
This is straight maple syrup.
It's just like orange soda.
That why does it taste so orangey?
Yeah, I know.
No, it's not bad.
Excuse me.
Bless you. Our 5th day in Namibia was mostly a travel day as we headed to one of the major cities, Lüderitz.
¿Quién eres tú? ¿Dónde has estado? He removido cielo y tierra y no te encontré. Y llegas hoy tan de repente y das sentido a toda mi vida con tu querer.
ना मैं समझा ना मैं जाना जो भी तुमने मुझसे कहा है सेन्योरिटा मगर फिर भी न जाने क्यों मुझे सुन के अच्छा लगा है सेन्योरिटा
No desvíes la mirada, quédate cerca de mí.
मुझको बाहों में तुम घेरो, समझी ना, सेन्योरिटा।
चाहत के दो पल भी दिल पाए दुनिया señorita, हर पल तुमने है दिल जीता, बस इतनी सी तो बात है.
No desvíes la mirada, quédate cerca de mí.
मुझको बाहों में तुम घेरो, समझीना señorita.
चाहत के दो पल भी दिल पाए.
Now, we had intended to visit an abandoned mining town called Kolmanskop before we headed into the town, but it ended up being closed by the time we got there. So instead, we decided to go grocery shopping and stock up on the supplies we would need for the next 5 days on the road.
My guy, these are lemons. That is absolutely crazy. I thought we had genetically modified.
Breakfast biscuits, so we can have for breakfast. We definitely need more though.
Definitely need more snacks.
We need a lot more. We got a haul and a half. What is this, bro? There's so much food.
After catching the sunset at our Airbnb, we went into town for dinner. To our surprise, the food was quite good. They had a lot of German dishes like schnitzel and sausage and lots of good seafood. We then headed back to our Airbnb, charged up our devices, had some brandy and cokes, and called it a night. Alright, good morning. Today, well, what day is it?
Saturday?
Saturday. We're headed out to, good morning. We are headed to our first destination of the day. It's the mining town that we didn't get to yesterday, Kolmanskop. If we're lucky, you know, the sun won't be too high. We'll get a nice sunrise. We'll be exploring it a little bit. Should be fun. We're here with House Hunters, Namibia edition. Here we have a 5-bed, 3-bath.
The doors don't open.
Yo, this is the rent. If this was in New York, the rent would be insane.
So you do get 4K.
This is basically what you get in Soho. Minimum rent is 4,000, negotiable down to 38.
Where are we? What are we doing? We're in the middle of nowhere. What you doing? Shit, guys.
1,000 on my feet, stacks spread on my seat, 10,000 on my eyes, roly-poly on my wrist. Gotta make a flight, big days, slumming no FaceTime, 50K when I'm storming off, no race. I'm bagging my best, I was sworn in by a kiss. I ain't fine, I'm a country kid, there's no peace, big I sweep bookcases. Going on a walk with a new suit armor, new suit dibbo, take it a sauna, humidity from a sleeping armor.
Alright, right now we're back on the road. Gonna stop by in a little town called Aus that we went to yesterday for gas. And then we got about a 5-hour drive to our next campsite in Namibia.
A shortcut, made a left on C13, and we're gonna make a left on C27. And then make a left on, what the? Continue on C27, and we're gonna make to Namibia. Oh, Namibia hideout. Oh my God. I see it. All right, cool.
You see it on the map?
I see it on the map.
Solid.
Dude, this map is legit. All right, we're good, guys.
रात
उड़ान पे ही ना जाने क्यों इलाही मेरा जी आए आए इलाही मेरा जी आए आए
Alright, we've just made it to our campsite for tonight. We're tucked away between some sand dunes with some of the most amazing views I've ever seen, bar none. I'll give you guys a quick tour of our campsite. So first you walk up and we have a little grill area to our right. We have a sink area to wash your hands, wash dishes. 4 different trash bins. As we come up here, we have a little seating area, you know, to drink, to hang out. And then in here, we have a full bathroom with sink and soap. And I believe these are showers. Yep. So yeah, as you can see, really quite nice. After we set up camp, we're gonna go and explore the sand dunes. So should be a great night. Per usual, we set up camp, and LA, being our designated chef, began to whip up a meal.
The chicken is so perfect.
Mm-hmm. I'm amazed.
Me too. What was the flavor packaging on this ramen? Was it the chicken one or?
This is the Durban curry.
Gotcha. Can't get better than this. Cannot get better than this.
And the walls kept tumbling down in the city that we love. Great clouds roll over the hills, bringing darkness from above. But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like you've been here before? How am I gonna be an optimist about this? How am I gonna be an optimist about this?
As night fell, we made a fire and got out 2 steaks to cook over it. However, we soon realized why this might not be such a good idea. Hello.
I was trying to get our meat, bro. Yo, it might be dangerous.
There you go. I don't want no oryx in here, yo.
It definitely smells the meat.
Oh yeah, it's medium rare. Come and get it, piping hot. It's not even scared. Look at that.
Oh, it's come closer.
Yo, get it away, get it away. Yo.
Get it away.
No.
How do we tell it to go away? Yo.
Oh, it's cute. It's cute. Oh wait, we don't rabies shots.
Yo, chill, yeah.
Oh. Oh shit.
Get it away.
Yo, tell it.
Dude.
Yo, get something.
Hey!
Woo! Throw something at it.
It's not scared of you, Saj.
Oh, throw something at it.
Bro, what is
Yo, it's not.
away from me?
Oh, it's so cute though.
Dude,
I don't want to get rabies.
That's true.
Fight us, bro. Like, I am not playing, bro.
Just throw something at it.
What? Throw what?
Like, just, I don't know. Here, should we put the music at it? Wait, it likes the music.
Aaron, this is probably not a good idea to cook meat at night.
Yeah.
Dude, get the fuck meat away from me.
Here.
Move! Hey! Hey!
I'll be ready.
Oh, I got it.
No, not there.
Now, I do feel bad for chasing away the little guy, but we didn't have a rabies vaccine, so we didn't want to take any chances. The next morning, we got up bright and early to catch the sunrise.
From that day we arrived on the planet, and blinking stepped into the sun. There's more to see than can ever be seen.
Could not have asked for a better morning. We're here in Namibia, Namibia, eating some breakfast. We got Nele cooking up some eggs, some steak. This morning we went up to the dunes for sunrise. Absolutely beautiful, probably the most magnificent sunrise I've ever seen in my life. So we're just finishing up breakfast now, and then after we pack up camp and clean up, we're gonna be headed to probably one of the coolest locations of this trip thus far. You guys will find out in just a sec. Our next stop was a place called Deadvlei, which is Afrikaans for dead marsh, and it's aptly named because it was once a marsh that was home to lots of trees but has since dried up. And because the area is so dry, some of the trees have still not decomposed and are estimated to be about 900 years old. Not to mention, this area has some of the tallest sand dunes in the world, some of which can extend up to 400 meters tall. Now, getting to the attraction itself was no easy task, since we first had to traverse through a several kilometer long off-road portion with loose sand, where if we stopped, there'd be a high chance that our wheels could get stuck in the sand, which we actually did see happen to an unfortunate group of tourists. Nevertheless, we made it through, and well, I'll let the footage speak for itself. So we've made it back to our campsite in Spitzkoppe, Namibia. We're just chilling at the restaurant, drinking a few beers. Cheers. We have Windhoek, a local favorite. It was a pretty intense day, to say the least, wouldn't you guys say?
Yeah, that was crazy what we did today.
All right, interesting morning today. We tried to leave at around 5:45 this morning to go to our next location, which is the city of Walvis Bay, but we've hit a bit of a roadblock because apparently the gate, literally a roadblock, because the gate doesn't open until 7:15. So needless to say, we're stuck here for the next hour 15.
Sorry for the troubles. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we have just been granted a miracle. The security guards superior came by and he was a very chill dude and he let us out, thankfully. So now we're on the road. Hopefully we'll make it to Walvis Bay and the Sandwich Harbor excursion on time, so stay tuned.
Bad luck to talk on these rides. Mine on the road, your dilated eyes. Watch the clouds float, white Ferrari. Had a good time. 16, how was I supposed to know anything? I let you out at Central. I didn't care to state the plain. Kept my mouth closed. We're both.
Now, the reason we wanted to desperately leave our campsite early that morning is because we had an excursion booked for that very afternoon. And what you're about to see is one of the most insane things I've ever experienced. This was easily one of the craziest things I've ever experienced. Driving up and down the sand dunes literally felt like being on a roller coaster. The camera really doesn't do this experience justice, so I hate to say it, but you're gonna have to experience this in person. After the excursion, they even set us up with some fresh oysters, champagne, and a bunch of other food. And after we were done feasting, with some springbok in the background, we headed back and made our way to the campsite. Alright, it is Tuesday morning of our second week here in Namibia. I didn't vlog too much last night because Saj and I had a little debacle with our eye. We both got sand in our left eye and we're kind of tweaking about how we might go blind. So needless to say, we're both pretty stressed out and I didn't vlog too much last night, but it's okay, you guys didn't miss anything. Right now we're headed to a pretty interesting location. It's called, well, here it's called the Moon Landscape, and you'll see why in a second. And then after that we'll have about, what is it, another 2-hour drive to our next location, Spitzkoppe, which should also be pretty incredible. A large rocky mountain formation, and we're gonna be camping it right at the base. So yeah, should be another good day of driving and sights, and enjoy.
Strapping we up, never forget all the memories. Sitting, I sit by my cup, thinking I should be a better me.
After this brief stop at the moon landscape, we headed on to our next destination, Spitzkoppe. Spitzkoppe is essentially a giant rock formation that towers over the plains that surround it and is quite the sight to behold.
What a rock, guys. God,
It's big. It's a big boy.
After doing some hikes, we hired a tour guide to give us a tour of one of the most fascinating attractions this location has to offer, which are Bushman cave paintings that are believed to date back 2,000 to 4,000 years ago. It was an incredibly insightful tour. As our guide pointed out different paintings, he explained what they all meant, such as how they're essentially messages that one group of hunters leaves for the next group. He also gave us a brief lesson on the Khoisan language, which is made up of just 4 clicking sounds.
Let's go to the dance.
After that long day of hikes, we grabbed some cold beers and headed to our campsite.
We just out here levitating, yeah. Bon voyage from the pretty home and toast. Let the weekend getting hot. Tie the ribbon to the stars. Hypnotized by kaleidoscopic eyes. See you on the other side. 'Cause tonight is you and I. Under tangerine sky. Under tangerine sky. Hello, goodbye, blue pill, green light. Oh yeah, okay, that's right. Spread your wings out, we go all night. Better luck in the next life. Meet me on the mountain in the daydream. Everybody out here on the same.
I don't even know if this is allowed right now. We might even see a cheetah. Who cares? Having a good time. Out here looking at the stars, and I could not ask for a better night. So that's it, guys. That's it.
No, that monkey wears hella little.
Someday, I'm gonna lay down.
The next morning, we got up bright and early because we had a long drive ahead of us to the second last destination of our trip, Etosha National Park. Being one of the largest national parks in Africa, Etosha National Park is home to a ton of different species of wildlife, so we were quite excited for this leg of the trip.
Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind.
As soon as we got to the resort, they immediately greeted us with some hot towels and guava juice. So things were already off to a great start. We then got lunch and started chatting with the bartender who gave us some safari tips for when we entered the park.
Even if you are in the car, they will attack. But if
Alright, so we just made it inside Etosha National Park. Right now we're just driving through the main road. Actually headed to a place where there's supposedly lions first. Supposedly there's also cheetahs, you know, leopards, rhinos, all sorts of different things. So we'll see what we can find. If we do see anything, you'll definitely see the photos in this video.
Ostriches over there.
If not, oh, we already see some ostriches.
They are here in the middle, so we can go all the way down and then make a left and then make a right. But we can make a right and then a left.
This is promising. There's like tours here.
After an entire day of animal spotting, we headed back to the resort where we were pleasantly greeted with an entire buffet, complete with a meat grilling station where I could sample a bunch of African game meat, some of which I can safely say I've never tried before. We got beef up top, then we got zebra, some oryx, and some springbok. You can't really tell, but that's that. We got some stir fry. Now, in case you're wondering, here's my brief review. Springbok and oryx are pretty good. Zebra, you can skip. Beef still does taste the best though, in my opinion.
My brother.
Yo, great fire.
To Namibia.
To Namibia.
Great fire. Great teamwork.
All right, what a day. We're back at our campsite. We got a fire going. We got clip drift in hand.
Some cola.
It's a good night. But yeah, today we saw a good amount of African animals. I would say we got pretty lucky. Deadvlei, tell us what we saw.
Oh man, what didn't we see? We saw lions sleeping. We saw zebras. That's how you pronounce it, by the way. Don't say zebras. Zebra. What else did we see? We saw giraffes. We actually got a giraffe crossing. Majestic African elephants. Oryx, of course.
Some wildebeest.
Wildebeest as well. Funny thing, I actually tried them in Cape Town before I actually saw the animal. So, you know, jump the gun there. But also, tasty. Also a very good looking beast. So
yeah, you heard it there. We saw all those animals, but there's one we didn't see. The African rhino. And hopefully tomorrow we'll be getting to the park bright and early, right when the park opens, and we'll have a full day in the park. So hopefully we'll get a glimpse of that animal. For now, we're just gonna chill, get to bed early, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. The next morning, we headed back into the park in the hopes of catching a glimpse of the African rhino. We're headed to the east side of the park, the Halali region. That's where park ranger yesterday told us that we'd be most likely to spot a rhino. We're headed straight there. It's about a 75-kilometer drive. We'll be there in about an hour, and if we're lucky, we'll get our sighting. So stay tuned, and yeah, fingers crossed.
Slow down a bit.
Oh, rhino! Whoa!
Alright, literally 30 seconds after I just vlogged the previous piece, we saw a baby rhino with its mother. Wow. That was literally 30 seconds after I said we may or may not see a rhino. We saw two of them. So, I mean, if we don't see any more, I won't be entirely upset, but hopefully we do, and hopefully get some better shots.
Doesn't like some warm beer. It's actually pretty cold.
Yeah. Cheers. After another incredible safari, we headed back to set up camp and went to get dinner.
Alright,
Aaron and the walking shot.
Good morning, guys. Unfortunately, today is our last day in the Namibian wilderness. Just witnessing a African sunrise for the last time. It never gets old waking up to that. I think the plan for today is we're gonna be headed back into Etosha National Park for one last time to hopefully try to get a glimpse of the cheetah or any other African cat, the lion, the leopard. So we're gonna be going on it for a few hours. Hopefully we get lucky, but if not, we have to head back on the road to our final destination, which is the capital city of Namibia, Windhoek, and that's where we'll be staying for our last night in Namibia. So the trip is quickly coming to a close. It's been an absolutely insane experience so far, but hopefully we'll make one last good memory before we head back to the States.
Bro, that is huge.
Yo, that's a big boy.
Hello there.
Yo, this thing is so curious. Don't be kebab, bro.
Hello.
Antlers.
Yo, look at that jumper.
We got jumpers? We got jumpers. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Woo, they really...
Unfortunately, we didn't get to see a cheetah or leopard that day, but we did get to see a herd of giraffes, including a baby, and we also got to see why they call springboks springbok. And with that, our time in Etosha was over, and we made our way to the capital city of Namibia, Windhoek. I know I just skipped a lot, but there really wasn't much to see on the drive back. You can take my word for it. It was mostly just dirt roads and highways. Anyways, here's our hostel. After we checked in, we decided to venture out into the city. That afternoon, we walked around a mall for a bit, and afterwards called a shuttle to take us to a restaurant called Joe's Beer House. We weren't expecting this at all, but this place was packed. Nevertheless, we got seated pretty quickly and, well, you know the drill.
Cheers, guys. Cheers to Joe's Beer House. Cheers to Windhoek.
The food was absolutely amazing. We started with some oysters, and for our entrees, we had some more African game meat, including zebra, kudu, oryx, and springbok. They were out of crocodile, unfortunately. And for dessert, Jaeger bombs. Now, we didn't want the night to be over just yet, so we once again ventured out to get a taste of some of the nightlife. And let me tell you, it did not disappoint.
All the crazy shit I did tonight, those will be the best memories. I just wanna let it go for the night. That would be the best therapy for me. All the crazy shit I did tonight, those will be the best memories. I just wanna let it go for the night. That would be the best therapy for me. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey.
And that was our last night in Namibia. Alright, we just made it to the airport, dropping off our car. This Ford Ranger really treated us well. You know, there are points where I thought this car would definitely break down some really tough roads. We went off-roading with it, but it got us back safely. So, I'm gonna miss this car.
Guys, buy Ford. It's really good.
Ford Ranger. Would recommend. Although we were definitely sad to be leaving such an extraordinary place, at the same time we were content since everything that happened so far exceeded our wildest expectations. Looking back at this footage, I'm still awestruck by the things we experienced. Before the trip, I don't think I would have envisioned myself sandbashing over 100-meter tall sand dunes in the world's oldest desert, exploring an abandoned mining town that was active since before the First World War, camping on top of a car with the Milky Way as clear as can be every single night, and getting within mere inches of wildlife that I've only ever seen from a distance in a zoo. And I'm just thankful that I was able to experience all this. Thankful for all the friendly and generous people we met along the way. Thankful for Berg 4x4 Rentals for providing us with the beast of a vehicle. And most of all, thankful for my friend Saj for getting us there and back in one piece, and Ale for cooking us delicious meals along the way, and for being the best travel companions I could ask for. 2 years ago, Namibia was a country I never even heard of, and now it's a country I can certainly never forget. One with some of the world's most jaw-dropping landscapes and the kindest people. And I can't help but wonder what other places in this vast world we have yet to visit, what places lay off the beaten path waiting for us to experience it. But I do know one thing for certain, this is only the beginning.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like you've been here before? How I'm not gonna be an optimist about it. How I'm not gonna be an optimist about this if you close your eyes. Oh, oh, oh. How am I gonna be an optimist about this?